What is up, YouTube? D-Rec here with Alliance Rift Gaming Network, and I will be your commentator for this week's Cardfight Vanguard feature fight. And in today's match, we have Altmile Brave versus Gurguit Unite. Two very, very strong decks. One, for Gurguit, he's up and coming with the new support, and then Altmile just got his, so we're just going to see how that goes. I know a lot of people were back and forth about the episode that featured this fight, so we're just going to see how it plays out in this actual fight. So we're going to have the Altmile player go first. He's going to ride into Sisylos for his first ride and pass. Now he is playing all the new support. We have Electos in the trial deck. As you can see, the Brave Enabler. So Gurguit player is going to get no offensive trigger and defensive trigger from the Well Paladin player. And the Well Paladin player is going to ride into Slayman with a call for the support sorcerer of Damascus. It's basically a Sonical clone from the 2016 the Bushi Road promo. And countercharge 2, draw 1 on Brave status. And he's going to deal 1 turn to the Gurguit player and pass. Now the Gurguit player is going to take his grade 2 turn. He's going to basically do the same thing. He's going to ride into a Bullrugol and call the Stride Enabler for Gurguit. And he's going to use its skill to fetch a Gurguit. So not very optimal to ride into Dawngull. 10k base, not too hot, especially if you can't get any skills off. You really want to stay on Gurguit for all those call plays. Dawngull is better as a rearguard pick anyway. Get the boost behind Parrymore for an instant 21k column at Unite status. It's pretty nice to have. Can't discard another Scarface Lion there for the cost of the Stride Enabler skill. He's going to swing Van, going to get the stand trigger, standing the Stride Enabler and swinging again for plus 12. And it looks like the Altmile player is going to take it. He's going to get the defensive heal there to keep it at 2. That was not a good sign, though. If in case he hadn't gotten the defensive trigger, it would have been 3-1, which wouldn't have been that great. That stand there was really lucky for the Gold Paladin player. So now the Altmile player is going to go into his turn. He's going to ride into Heavenly Decree Knight Altmile, new one, with all the cool bells and whistles. And then he's going to call Hopesong Angel and get a support sorcerer as a booster there. That's going to be a nice 15k column on top of the 16k from the Vanguard, obviously. It's going to be really nice to apply a little bit more pressure than normal. So he's going to swing 16 Van first, and no offensive triggers there. Not too lucky here for the Altmile player. And then again for 15k as the opponent's 9k base Vanguard for a 10k guard. And now the Gold Paladin player is going to take his turn. He's going to ride up to grade 3 and potentially get the ability to stride. It looks like he's going to do just that. He's going to pitch Dawngull for his first stride. He's going to stride Scourge Point Dragon. Very good first stride card. Much better than some of the other options out there. Basically beef up all your columns and stuff like that, especially your Vanguard. Plus 5 for everything you superior call. It's going to be really nice. That Parrymore is going to get plus 7 off of Gurguit and Scourge Point skill. And Scourge Point is going to get plus 5. But he'll be able to activate Unite at this point. He'll be able to use Parrymore's skill to superior call another unit to the same column. Then he'll have Cole's skill ready to use and get another column going there. He's going to call out a Jerry. Very nice call there. He's going to be able to countercharge off that. And with that, the column is going to be 18 with Unite status plus the 12k there. It's going to be 30,000 power coming in at the Altmile player. And it's going to be a pretty hefty guard if he doesn't have any G guards or readily available for this turn. And then he's going to use Cole's skill there. He's going to get the PG. Not a great choice of text, but probably better than whatever else he had in his hand if he had anything worth playing in his top 3 check there. So the PG is going to get plus 5, and then Scourge Point is going to be at plus 15k for this turn. And that's going to make the left side column a 18k attacking column. So it's not too big unless somehow the Gurguit player pulls off either a single or a double restand on the left side column or even the right side column, and that could make it pretty devastating for the Altmile player because it's going to be a lot of guard. And if he doesn't have the heals in hand, which he just wasted 2, so I'm assuming he doesn't have anything in terms of G-guard options available for him this turn. He's going to be in a bit of a pickle dropping for guard here. So he's going to guard the 18k column for 10 with Electos. So the Gold Paladin player is going to get the offensive heal, putting himself back to 1, an offensive critical, and nothing else after that. But that's really, really bad for the Altmile player now, because now the damage gap is 4 to 1. That puts him in a bit of a bind, especially since the Gold Paladin player still has relatively decent hand advantage here. And on top of that, this 40k column is going to be coming in, and if he doesn't have the guard for that, it's going to be 5 to 1, which is even worse. So with all the new Gurguit support coming out in, I think, the next 2 weeks or so, all that new stuff's going to really put the pressure on for other decks to be competitive, especially Brave, because they're really close-knit, but with all the new stuff, it could be even worse for them, because the new Gurguit Stride is still really good with the +2 skill, and then the new backup grade 3 for Gurguit is also pretty good, with its defensive ability and then its stride break ability to basically get a column, even though one's going to come in at rest. It's still really good since you're playing stands in the decks to like catch goal. You're still playing that. You're going to be playing Jerry, so it's probably going to be like a 6 crit, 6 stand type deck. You'll still get the option there. So now the Altmile player's turn is up. He's going to stride into Aerial Divine Knight Altmile. Not a very good first stride option, but the +3 is always nice for the magic poke-ins, especially with Hopesong Angel being an 8k. That's just enough to hit an 11k Vanguard, which in this case is going to be most optimal. Hopefully no defensive triggers from the Gold Paladin player here, but if he were able to get any, that would be very, very bad for the Altmile player. His pokes won't be able to hit for as much guard opportunity, which will make it harder for the Gurguit player to reduce, or the Altmile player to reduce the Gurguit player's hand advantage. He's going to use Altmile Stride Break as well as his beginning of ride phase ability to give Suleiman and the support sorcerer +4, and then Electos' starter skill to give +3 to Suleiman, and then his first ability to give Brave status for the remainder of the turn starting at the beginning of the battle phase, regardless of hand size, which is a really, really nice addition to the deck, especially since a lot of people say it's a bad keyword because you have to have 3 cards, but the abilities that play off of it are really good. So it's like a double-edged sword. No offensive triggers from the Altmile player there, but he still has a couple pokes, and then the defensive trigger from the Gurguit player is going to be pretty devastating to the Altmile player's ability to make substantial attacks. He's going to use Suleiman's skill to superior call another unit. He's going to call out a Albion. And Albion's going to get +2 from Suleiman's skill, on top of the +3 from Altmile's continuous front row ability, with a total of +5. So that's going to be a 14, 11, 25k attack on the opponent there. It's still only a 10k guard, but it's still ability to reduce the opponent's ability to guard or make any substantial plays. And then Albion's ability. Basically, it's like Belinus and not Belinus. Is it Belinus? No, not Belinus. That's the crit. What's the Benizil? Benizil from GBT2. Same cost with the same skill as Twin Sword without the boost. So has a little bit more leverage, especially if you don't have that boost readily available, especially in the later game when you've used up your support sorcerers and your Salems to have a booster. You can use Albion for the cost of Benizil to get basically another free unit, and then if it hits, you can countercharge off it. I'm not sure if Albion gives power, but I know Radon skill is GB2 allows for the front row to get +3, so he'll get +3 off that, and then Altmile's +3 will give him the ability to swing in for 15k. So right now Albion is swinging for 25 at the opponent's 16k Vanguard. Now, the Gurguit player is only at 2 damage. He theoretically could take this damage here and be okay and not have to worry about anything like that. But if he really wants to maintain the advantage and keep the pressure on the Altmile player, he definitely could guard this attack. And the Radon wouldn't be able to hit Vanguard because it's only at, I think it's only at 15, I said. Yeah. Because I don't think Albion gives power. And he's going to swing rear with the Radon. That'll be the end of the turn. So then the 2 support sorcerers will go off, countercharging 4 and draw 2. So that'll give the Altmile player a little bit of leeway in terms of guard opportunity for this coming turn. But being at 5 damage to the opponent's 3, it's not a very good sign for the Altmile player, especially with 2 of his heals already out of the game. So it looks like the Gurguit player is going to stride into Glorious Raiding Dragon and kind of bounce back at the Altmile player with the same kind of combo attack and be able to put on massive hand pressure. So he's going to call Parrymore out with Gurgit skill, giving it an on-call +2, making it an 11k base currently. And then once Parrymore's skill goes off and Unite becomes active, he'll become a 13k base. So he's going to check top 3 with Parrymore's skill. Now, Jeffrey in this situation would be good. Jerry would be good for countercharging. What else is good? Anything really is a booster. He's going to get a Knife Throwing Knight. Malignant. Malignant's an interesting tech. It's out of BT14, a Soul Charge 2, or no, Soul Blast 2, Counter Charge 2, which is very essential in this situation. It's basically the same thing as having a Jerry, except you get more for the cost of a Soul Blast instead of a Soul Charge 1, Counter Charge 1. He's going to call a dongle out to the left side column there. He's going to be swinging in for 17k at the opponent's Vanguard. Now this could come out very interestingly if the Gold Paladin player is able to get the right cards off the top 7 check. This could be very devastating for the Altmile player and his ability to guard like 2 Parrymores or 2 Henriuses. Henrius gives +6 to that column, so that'll easily make it over a 10k guard if it were to swing. So he's going to guard the dongle, and he's going to guard the Parrymore swing. Now Glorious Rating is up, and his skill's going to go off. He'll be able to get 3 units after the unflip for the skirt point, the G-guard, and then the unflipped skirt Glorious Rating. Have I been playing Spear Cross this whole time? Jeez. My memory is shot. But for Glorious Rating skill. So hopefully we see some interesting techs. But for the Altmile player, it's probably like, oh, we get the... Hopefully he gets those like triggers, all triggers. Only Flame of Victories, please. Oh, there's one Hendrius there. He's having a hard time deciding. It must mean that he doesn't really have good text to call out. The Hendrius is nice, so he'll be able to get a calm off that, but if none of the other techs are good, it's probably going to be problematic for this attacking turn. He's going to get a Jeffrey off of the Glorious top 7 check. And because it's in the front, he won't be able to really do anything with it. He won't be able to do anything with it in terms of getting the Soul Charge and draw a card at the end of the battle, since it only gets the skill if it boosts, not if it attacks. I think Jerry is if it attacks or boosts. Push it to Soul, give it Counter Charge 1. But I don't think Jeffrey's the same way. So, kind of problematic to have him in the front. But it's an extra attacking column, so that'll do away with any advantage the Altmile player will be getting in his defensive turn. So Henderson's skull is going to go off. And he looks like he's going to call a Encourage Angel there. He's going to have to call out the heal. His other options probably weren't that great either. So that's a 14k column with +6. That's only going to be a 20k column. The Vanguard attack is going to get G-guarded with Andragius, so it's going to be a 2 to pass there. And the first crit is there. He's going to give it all to the Vanguard, and no triggers there, so he wasn't able to end the game with that attack. So now Jeffrey's going to swing in for 12 at the opponent's Vanguard. And the Altmile player is going to intercept with Radon, and then a 20k attack there. And then intercept and guard from the Altmile player there. And now it's the Altmile player's turn. So hopefully he can really apply some pressure here, either with another Altmile or maybe Fides to kind of kill off some units there. So Altmile's beginning a ride phase ability. He's going to call a Radon, give it +4. Radon skill is going to go off, giving itself +3. And then his GB2 will also go off, giving it +3. And then Altmile's Stride Break, calling Suleiman out from hand with +4. And then the final card in hand was crit, so that's going to get called down too. Now Brave Lancer is a very interesting card. It helps push those magic numbers, especially with like if you just have a standalone Hope Song, that's automatically an 11k attacker right there. And any unit that attacks with name escapes me. Just said it too. Brave Lancer. With Brave Lancer's second ability, since Brave is active, he'll be able to give all the units that attack get +3. So this is going to attack for +9, 13. It's going to be swinging for 22,000 at the opponent's Vanguard. I don't think the Altmile player noticed that, because the Gurguit player only guarded for 10,000 power there. And then the Altmile player is going to attack with Brave Lancer Dragon. He's going to use his ability to call out up to 3 units. And since he has no cards in hand, it's basically 3 units for the cost of a single counterblast, which is really, really nice. Now, this is unfortunate if he doesn't have any Salems left in the deck. He's going to be out of boosters there, and might only have grade 2 techs available, so it looks like it's going to be that way. He's going to call a Suleiman in front of the Radon there. And he's going to call out a Orhan to the back row there. Probably means that he's out of grade 1 boosters like Salem or support sorcerers. And because he doesn't have any cards in hand, he's not going to be able to use Redon's skill to gain boost. So the Brave Lancer is going to attack his opponent's Vanguard for 29,000 power. He's going to get a critical on the second check. All to Suleiman on the left. And another critical trigger. All to Suleiman on the left. And that's probably the smarter option, because the Gurguit player will be able to take one and then just guard the other. But in this case, since this one's going to come in, it's still the same thing, but this one's a little bit more hefty. And it has the 3 critical on it, so that attack could end the game for the Gurguit player. But with the number of cards that the Gurguit player has in hand, and based off of the drive checks from earlier, he probably has enough to kind of guard this. So, and it looks like the Gurguit player is going to use his GB2 ability to superior guard from top, I think it was top 4, top 5, and he'll be able to guard with something from there. And he's going to get the PG. Now it's the older PG text, so it doesn't have to be from hand like the unflipper PGs do, or some of the newer G perfects do. So he'll be able to just discard a card from hand and get the PG's nullification skill off to stop the Suleiman column. So things aren't really looking good for the Altmile player on this turn. He's not going to be able to apply as much damage as he really wanted to, especially since the Gurguit player is still at 3. That early game heal and crit really hurt the Altmile player in this situation, just because he wasn't able to guard it all, and it really widened the damage gap in the Gurguit player's favor. And since he knows he really can't do anything more at this point, he's probably just going to leave the Gurguit player at 3 damage with no open counterblasts. So reduce the amount of plays the Gurguit player will be able to do away with, and the Gurguit player is going to guard the rear guard attack to save that attackable unit. And then the Gurguit player is going to hard stride. He's going to go into the on-unit Campbell. Probably nothing more he could have really done, so that was his best option there. He's going to swing with Henry's first, and that's the 6 damage from the Altmile player for game. Very, very interesting match. Probably what everyone was expecting would happen with the Gurguit player there in the show, but happens, I suppose. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for future competitive content, and I will definitely see you in the next video. Bye, guys.